Yogis, namaste. Welcome back to your practice and to your mat. Now for today's tutorial, we're going to break down the wild thing posture, or also known as 𝙎𝙬𝘽𝙎𝘾𝙍 in Sanskrit. It is a backbend posture, and it is very common in your Vinyasa flow classes, and it is also very common in insight flow classes. Now wild thing can seem like a pretty daunting posture, and at the beginning it could be a little bit confusing on where you should be engaging the different parts of the body, or where you should be feeling it, or where the energy should be coming from. So in today's tutorial, I'm going to break down the most accessible way of approaching your wild thing. So let's get right into it. You don't need any props, and maybe just a mat so that you can move onto a mat. Okay, so let's go ahead and start in a three-legged dog. So I'm going to come into a downward facing dog here. Okay, you can give yourselves a moment. Maybe walk out your dog. Just getting into the hamstrings, finding length in the spine. Then only when you feel ready, let's go ahead and raise. Let's do left leg up towards the ceiling. Okay, so you come into a three-legged dog, bend into that knee, find a scorpion tail. So left knee is peeling up high towards the ceiling, and your left foot is towards the right side glute. Okay, give yourself just one more breath right here. And then exhale, we're going to do what we call a flip. So let your left toes land behind you onto the floor. Okay, so essentially you are now facing the back of your mat. Okay, so once you flip your left leg, left foot is stepping onto the floor, right leg is still pretty much straight onto the mat. Okay, you have your right hand behind you. So now a couple things before we push up, yeah? So I would recommend coming down to the seated posture first so that you can find alignment, okay? So let's talk about the hand that's on the mat. So right now, right hand is on the mat. I'm going to turn my fingers out a little. Okay, so instead of turning in, I'm going to fan my fingers out so that you have a little bit more external rotation in your shoulders. So this will mean that potentially you can access a little bit more range of motion in your shoulders. Okay, also fingers are not together. You're going to spread your fingers wide, just like you would in a downward facing dog. Knuckles are down onto the mat, pressing firm, and your fingertips are clawing down onto the mat. Okay, so all that remains the same. Now from here, left foot is stepping onto the floor, and that's correct. Right leg is straight as per how we flipped over just now. Okay, so from here, I like to recommend a couple things. Now, first things first, the straight right leg, can you pull the heel in just a little? Okay, so not all the way in, or maybe not even halfway in, just a little pulling in. So the knee will bend a little. Heel is down, toes are lifted towards the ceiling, almost like you're flexing the right foot. Okay, so from here, with the right hand grounded onto the mat, fingers are fanning out for the external rotation in the shoulders. Now press down into your left foot, the one that's on the floor, and into your right heel, the one that you've pulled in a little closer to you. From here, the only thing we're going to do right now is to press down into all these checkpoints on your mat and on the floor. Lift the butt maybe about an inch off the mat. Okay, once you lift the butt off the mat, think of pushing the butt towards the heels. So you're going to move the body forward towards the direction of your two heels. Now once you do so, keep the hips facing upward, and then begin to find extension here. Now this may feel like a little bit more like a reverse tabletop, and that's okay. Okay, and when you do, find extension as much as you can here. Left hand can start to reach up and over the head. Okay, so you're utilizing the bent right knee to get a little bit more lower body engagement coming into your wild thing. Exhale, come on down. Okay, so I'm going to repeat this. Let's do it on the other side. Okay, so you can have a look first, yeah? So now this time, my right foot is stepping, my left leg is straight. Okay, I'm going to have my left hand behind me. So similarly, I'm going to fan my left fingers back, pressing down into my knuckles and into my fingertips. Okay, so this is important, yeah? I'm going to create space into the shoulders. Now I'm going to pull my left heel in. Okay, I'm going to pull my left heel in, which is the leg that was originally straight once you flip. Pulling the heel in, press down into my right foot, left heel, left hand. Lift the butt just slightly off the mat, push the body weight forward. So I'm going to bring my butt towards the heels, finding extension here. Right hand sweeps up and over. So instead of the hips facing the side like a side plank, you'll have the hips up towards the ceiling. Exhale, lower down. Okay, so that will be one way that we can access your wild thing posture. And the reason why this may work for most bodies is because when you bend this knee, you're pulling the heel in, you're utilizing a lot more glutes, a lot more thigh strength as well. So lower body is pretty active. Now, if you keep the legs straight, which is normally how we would come into a wild thing, okay, you can adjust your fingers back again. But now, if you keep your legs straight, that means we don't pull the heel in. We're just going to lift up. There's a possibility that the body is open towards the side rather than to the ceiling. Because with a straight leg, sometimes it could get into the low spine or the sacrum. Okay, so experiment with pulling the straight leg in just a little. Heel is down, toes lift. Okay, turn your base palm out a little for that external rotation in the shoulders. And then think of pushing forward and then upwards. Okay, so the direction of the hips is always lift, push forward, and then go upwards to the ceiling. Finding your wild thing. Exhale, come on down. Okay, give it a try and see. If you have any comments or any questions at all, feel free to drop us an email or drop us a message on our Instagram. Happy to hear from you. Namaste.